Hello guys, in today's video we are going to talk about Weeylite Mini RGB lights. Spoiler alert, these lights are really good, but before I talk too much about them, let's do the unboxing first. If you're into photography and videography, and if you're on the market to buy RGB lights, these small RGB lights can be a good pick for you because they are really inexpensive, but inexpensive doesn't mean that they are, cheaply made or not good. These are actually really good, and in today's video I'm going to touch a lot of details about these mini RGB lights. First, as I was saying, these are inexpensive. Cheap stuff, inexpensive stuff can be bad, but that's not the case here, because after I have tested these lights, I found out that these lights are really capable. Been actually using practical lights on my work for a while now, and I found out that they are actually really handy. In fact, I have right now in the background, those practical lights, and also, always extra I have, because you never know when you need more, and they are really ideal to spice up your footage. They can turn any boring footage to, pleasing looking footage. And if you're on a budget and if you're trying to spice up your footage, these lights can be handy. And if you're in need of RGB lights, instead of getting one expensive one, you can get a couple of these in different colors. There's actually 4 color selections: blue, orange, white, or gray. If you're, planning to get more than one, which is kind of handy to identify which one is which. Otherwise you have to maybe type something on the back. You got the idea, because you sometimes have to know which you're operating. So in this case they are super handy because they are in different colors, and I can highly recommend you to get something like this if you are in need of more than one light, because these are inexpensive and they are quite capable. Speaking of capability, let's talk about some technical details so you will get a clear idea. These lights are 4 watts, so don't expect to use these lights as a key light. I mean, you can still do that by just manipulating your ISO on your camera. I mean, it's possible, but I don't recommend that because these are not made for that. If you need some key light or some powerful light, then you have to look in other direction. These are ideal to just spice up your footage and add different kind of look or different kind of color even. So in those cases these lights are so handy, and since these are 4 watts, they are not gonna give super much light when you need it, but when you need some extra light, these are gonna be handy. You can just power them up, put it in the background, or use them as a fill light or something. I mean, they would be just fine. In the booklet which comes with the box says that they have 350 lux, half meter, 5500 Kelvin, and I have checked it with the digital lux meter, and I found out that that's actually quite accurate. I like the fact that you can get that much lux out of this mini RGB lights, and that's actually really good for the price that you're paying for these mini RGB lights. These mini RGB lights has 3.7 watts 1000 milliamp batteries built into them, so you need around 3 hours to charge these lights, and if you use them in max power you will get 1 hour usage out of these small bad boys. That's also really good, and I like the fact that there is this kind of diffusion already built into these RGB lights, so the light which is coming from this RGB light is quite soft, which is also another good touch in my opinion. And these are super lightweight, as I was mentioning, they're around 75 grams, so it's really ideal if you're looking to carry more than one light in your camera bag. These lights can be a good pick for you. One thing maybe you already noticed that this doesn't have that kind of screen like some other brands has, and that's kind of a minus, you might think, but actually those lights what I just showed you don't have a Bluetooth built into it, and these small mini RGB lights, believe it or not, you can connect this RGB lights with your phone, and that's super crazy good in my opinion. I rather have Bluetooth in these small lights than just small screen. Trust me, if you haven't used these before, you will like the Bluetooth feature way much more than those small screens, because in those small screens you have to just click lots of buttons in order to just change one color or like brightness, and that's kind of can be annoying and time consuming. Because of that reason, I personally prefer Bluetooth on these RGB lights. That's why in the first place I purchased myself some aperture lights. These are good, don't get me wrong, but these are very much more expensive than these, and look at the size. Do you want to carry something like this in your camera bag, which is looking super weird? I mean, these has different kind of usage. I'm not gonna compare these two, but look at this. I mean, it's super small and you can control these with Bluetooth, and I would like to show a small demonstration for you. Maybe you are already like, oh, Bluetooth, I don't want to deal with that thing, it's so complicated. It's not. Trust me, it's not, because this application and connectivity is one of the easiest thing I have used in my life. I would like to really show it to you. Alrighty, first make sure that you have the Weeylite Pro application from the App Store. There's also an older version of the Weeylite application, so make sure that you have the new one. It should look like this. So from the channels, for example, you can put maybe 4 lights in channel 1. You can put to channel 2 3 lights, you can put to channel 3, let's say 2 lights. So you can use your imagination what you can do with different channels, with different lights and different colors as well. So that makes your life easier to adjust different lights in different scenarios. So when we're in the main section, if you power up your light, I will just try to put it here that it will not blind you. So it's already connected. I mean, it's this easy to connect these lamps to this application. So let's go to, for example, HSL, and we can change the color of this lamp. And as you can see here, here's the saturation, and if you want to boost the power up, I'm sorry, I'm going to destroy your eyes a little bit. You can do that. Again, you can change the colors here. And if you go back, and if you go to first selection, which is CCT, here you can see the pre-made Kelvin settings. So for example, if we go to 3000 Kelvin, it will go more tungsten, and we can go all the way up to 7000 Kelvin, and plus of course we can drop the power to 0 or whatever you want to set. Here, as you can see, there is quite much selections that you can adjust your color in different modes, and also boost the power up or down. If we go to this color chip, I believe these are gels that what you use normally on a regular lamp. So if you have those, you can just pick, for example, pink, magenta, chocolate, or Alice blue, I mean, there's so many selections here. Again, you can adjust the power as well. And if we go to this FX selection, here as you can see, flash, burst, flash lamp, blink, weld, SOS, candlelight, flame. I mean, there is quite much selections here. TV, firework, 1, 2, 3, police lights, ambulance, fire truck. I'm sorry, I know it's disturbing your eyes a little bit. I mean, club 2, romantic, RGB loop, wave red, wave green, wave blue, wave cyan, wave red magenta, wave yellow, and also speed. Of course, you can adjust in all modes, and plus the power. And these are really ideal if you want to give that kind of feeling in the back. If you want to make it feel like, for example, a police car outside, you can put the light behind the curtain and it will give that kind of feeling to the, you know, scene. These are ideal for that scenarios. And if you go to this color picker, you can use your phone camera to put a color to the lamp. That's also crazy good. If you want to match up your lights, this is really ideal. I mean, I really like this app, how easy it is to use, and the light is reacting to all selections what you make. Since we covered almost all these selections, actually I would like to show how easy it is to connect more than one light to this application. So if we go to this, for example, B, remember this light was A, and let's go to B and put another light here. So if we just power this light up, I will just attach it here. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be able to see them. And in the B right now, we can do different kind of things. Let's put that to, for example, red. You will see better. Yep. And of course, we can adjust the power. I know these are disturbing your eyes a little bit, but kind of this is the only way to show you these. And let's go ahead and put the third light. So if you go to C, by the way, you can put 2 lights B as well. So for example, if I turn this light on, it will go to red automatically. And if I change the color, 2 lights gonna react to this. Of course, I can close this back, and if I go to channel C and if I turn this back on, now I will control this light differently. So let's set it to blue, for example. As you can see, it's totally different color than the others. Actually, I will set this A to the, for example, green, then you understand better what's going on here. So A is in green, B is in red, and C is in now blue. Now let's put this here. So let's put our 4th lamp. Let's go to D and turn it on. And let's say that you're gonna use this as a key light. You don't have any big light source with you. You just go to SSD and, for example, let's put 5200 Kelvin, and you can use it as a key light, and you can boost the power up. Of course, now I'm a little bit overexposed, but yeah, I mean, you got the idea, I think, right? And of course, you can put different color to this as well. And of course, if you want, you can get different lights from Weeylite, and you will be able to control those as well. I will share down in the description some links which Weeylite offers, so you can use those lamps as well with this application. It just blows my mind how easy it is to control these lamps. You can just click one button and you can close all the lights. As you can see, it's really easy to control these lights with application. I rather have this application than the buttons for sure. And as I was mentioning before, I really like the fact that they have made them in different colors. So if you're using more than one light, it's really easy to identify which light, you know, you got the idea. We talked about the pros of this, you know, mini RGB light, and you might be wondering, hey, isn't there something bad about these lights? Well, let's talk about those. Since these are inexpensive, you cannot expect to, you know, see some metal body parts on this. So it's made of, you know, plastic, but I believe these would still take quite much beating. In fact, I have dropped them a couple of times and they are working totally fine, and I don't think you're throwing your gear around, so if any accident happens, I believe these will survive quite well. And since these are inexpensive, I don't think you have to baby these. You can just get, you know, new one if you have to. And some people might still want to have some sort of screen on top of them. I personally don't care. Since they don't have a screen, you might be wondering, hey, what about the battery life? How am I gonna see that? Yeah, I mean, if there would be a screen, you would be able to see that. That would be a nice touch, but you know, again, these are so inexpensive because of a reason. So that's one of the reasons these are not, you know, super expensive. And you can still see your battery life on these because there's this small LED light under the USB-C port, and if that light is constantly showing you that green light, which means that it has 100% battery, and when the light goes under 75%, that light starts to flash, and when your battery starts to die, that light starts to blink quickly. Then you will understand it's time to charge your RGB light. But again, personally, I prefer the slick design way much more than those annoying buttons, because it's really frustrating to, you know, try to figure out which settings you're in or change something on the light. I mean, that's possible still, but hey, the phone is way much more easier to control these. Once you start to use this RGB light with your phone, you will, you know, get a clear image what I'm talking about. So, you know, I prefer to not having that screen and Bluetooth connectivity for sure. You can find links down in the description if you want to check these mini RGB lights, or if you want to purchase them, you can find the links down below. And of course, if you have any questions about these mini RGB lights, drop a comment down below. That's it for today, guys. I hope this video was helpful for you, and if you liked the video, please crush the like button. And in this channel, I am doing this kind of tech review, gear review and unboxings, and if you're interested about this kind of content, please consider subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next one.